Hey guys, Mary Skinner coming in from Los Angeles area. I'm excited to talk to you today about private business receptions. Now, do you guys want to learn how to take 16 hours of your time and shrink it down into 1 hour, one effective hour? Well, that's what a private business reception is. So I'm going to share with you guys kind of how I fell in love with private business receptions, because what's worked for me. When I got started, I was working 3 jobs. In the fashion industry, I was working at Nordstrom's full time. I was helping my mom out with her business. So I was juggling these 3 things, but I love the business and I know I wanted to work my way out of those 3 things. So I was thinking, what could I do to just work this business 5 to 10 hours a week when I'm working 3 jobs? They said, Mary, instead of sitting down and talking to 15 of your friends in 1 week, why don't we just get all 15 of them together at your house, and in 1 hour we can show them the information. I said, oh, that's such a good idea. Now at first I was like, oh my gosh, my place is like so small, how am I going to fit everyone? And they said, you know what, it'll be cool. Not everyone's going to show up, but just we'll see what happens. So I invited a lot of people, and that's all I did. I just invited a lot of people. My business partner was there. He was there to answer questions. He was there to share his story, play the video. They watched the video, and I invited about 40 people. 15 actually showed up. Of the 15 that showed up, 6 of them signed up. And so I made about $800 in that 1 hour, and all I did was sit there. And that was really, really cool. And I thought, man, I could get used to this. But what was even cooler was my friends that were there that signed up for the business. They came to me and they're like, so Mary, you just made $800 and all you did was sit there. I watched you. You didn't talk a lot. And I said, yeah. They said, well, can we do that? And I said, for sure. So the next weekend, we scheduled theirs. And so the next couple weeks, they were having their events and I was making a piece of whatever happened at their events. But guess what? I wasn't presenting. I wasn't doing anything until a couple weeks later, and then I got used to it. And I thought, this is amazing, because that's something that anyone can do. Anyone can invite people over to their house. Anyone can play a video. And anyone can show a whole lot of people at one time the information. And so it's just really, really cutting the time in half and being very effective in that hour that you have. So I hope you guys have a notepad and pen. I'm going to give you some really good tips to write down. That's honestly going to get you faster qualified. It's going to get you in Performance Club, and it's going to get you paid, most importantly. So write down these things. Okay, the first thing is you want to make a list. You want to make a list of people that you want to invite over to your place. Now, you're not going to invite strangers over, because that'd just be weird, but people that you feel comfortable, friends, family, neighbors, coworkers, people at church, people next door, whoever, friends of yours, invite them over, and you're going to make that list, okay? You got to book a time. So I want you to call your mentor, call your sponsor right after this video is over, and schedule a time that you can have a get-together. Usually the sooner the better. If you make it for like 3 weeks or a month in advance, sometimes people will forget, or something else will come up, or whatever. But if you make it for like the next day or that weekend or 3 or 4 days in advance, that's the best, because you want to get paid fast, and usually last minute things end up happening. So schedule it within the next couple days, and call your mentor. Make sure they're available so they can be there either in person or on the phone. They can always call in and just put them on speaker. You can do that as well. And then now you're going to do the invitation. So this is very important, because honestly, this is the only thing that you're doing, is just the invitation. You're not doing the presentation. You're not answering questions. You're not doing any of that. You're just inviting people. So you want to have that good first impression, because you only have one time for a first impression. So you're going to say a couple things. Okay, so say I'm calling my friend Sarah. I call Sarah, ring, ring. Hey Sarah, this is Mary. Hey Mary, what's up? Hey, I only have a minute. So you want to be brief, because if Sarah answers the phone, she's going to be like, oh gosh, how long is this going to take? Or, or are you going to talk about your whole day or your drama or whatever? But if you're like, hey, I only have a minute, then Sarah's going to be like, okay, cool, it's just fast. Say, hey, I only have a minute. Hey, what are you doing this Saturday at 4? And so I ask immediately. I want to know if she's free. If she's not free, then I'm not going to invite her and go into this whole explanation. I'll invite her to something else. So if she's not free, then I'll be like, hey, what are you doing Wednesday at 7? Because then I can get her to the business briefing instead of the PBR. So if she says, yeah, I'm free, like, great. I just started working on a new business project. So I just say business project. I don't want to be specific, because if I say LegalShield, she'll ask me a ton of questions. And remember, I only have a minute. I told her that in the beginning. Or she'll be like, well, what's that? Or how does, she'll ask a ton of questions. Or, oh, I've heard of that. And really, she hasn't. And so I just want to be brief, and I just want to say, hey, I just started a brand new business project. It's very generic. And then I'll say, I'm excited about it. And you want to say that you're excited, because that's pretty contagious. And especially in a recession, who's excited right now? So I'm really excited about it. And I'd love for you to come, get your feedback, because you might know some people that you can refer me to my business. Would you be able to come? So I ask a confirmation question, yes or no. Okay, yes, she can. Great. Do you mind bringing a bag of ice, or do you mind bringing a bag of chips? Have them bring something, because they're more obligated to go, and it's kind of like a potluck, and everyone's, kind of pitching in for your new business. So I'm going to run through that again very smoothly. So write these invitation down. So here's my role play. Hey Sarah, it's Mary. Hey, I only have a minute. What are you doing this Saturday at 4? And she says, nothing, why? Well, I just started working on this new business project. I'm really excited about it, and I'd love to get your feedback. You might know some people that you can refer me back to my business. So would you be able to make that? Yeah? Okay, great. So if you can, just bring your spouse or bring your friend, but also bring a bag of chips. Is that cool? Okay, great. I look forward to seeing you. Bye. Just really quick, really simple. Now she says, well, what is it? Be like, honestly, I'm brand new. I'd probably butcher it if I try to explain it. But on Saturday, it'll go over all the information. So if they say, if they're questioning or kind of like, well, what is it? Or asking a ton of questions, just say you're brand new. Just say, honestly, I couldn't even explain it if I tried. You'll find out on Saturday. Okay, so that's a very simple invitation. Now, I would always do a verbal invitation as opposed to a Facebook or an email or a text. They're not as personal, and they can't hear how excited you are. And when someone calls me, I will always, if someone goes out of their way and takes that time to call me and invite me to something, I will try my absolute best to be there and support them. So that's why calling is so much more personal. So call the people. Okay, so that's the invitation. Now, the day before or the day of, maybe earlier in the day, I would send out a reminder text or make some reminder calls. Hey, just want to remind you, you're bringing the chips. Hey, just want to remind you, you're bringing the ice. I don't want to have cold, warm sodas, or something like that. So just kind of remind people, hey, you remember how to get to my house? You got directions? Just so you're confirming. Now, remember, you want to over-invite, because 1 out of 4 will actually show up. So 1 of the 4 people are only going to show up. So if you invited 20, only expect there to be like 4 or 5 people there. So you want to over invite, okay? Now, the day of, you don't want to rearrange your house and make it all different, or order a big old meal from the barbecue place or anything like that. You want to keep it very simple, maybe tidy up a little, clean up a little. If you have children, maybe lock them up in the garage. I'm kidding. Just have a babysitter or a family member watch them or something. And if you have pets, put them in their cages or put them outside. You just don't want any distractions during the presentation. It's just a half-an-hour presentation, but you want the people, you want your friends, you want your family to really be concentrated in watching the DVD, so they're getting all the information. Okay, so the day of, just have it clean, have your your snacks out when people bring stuff, have it out, have your mentor there over the phone, and if your mentor is there, make sure you introduce them to people, and introduce people to other people that they don't know each other, just so it's a very comfortable, casual environment. Okay, now when it's about time, give it about 10 to 15 minutes before getting started. Say it's at 4 o'clock, you want to have everyone kind of gather around the video or the TV like around 4:15. You don't want to wait too long and respect people's times. If someone's running late, you don't want to mention that. Or if you expected like 30 people to be there and there's 2, you don't want to say something like, oh my gosh, there's supposed to be 30 people here, You want to be very positive and don't say anything negative. So if it's just 2 people, that's wonderful. You want to really, really praise those 2 people for coming and supporting you. And that's who is meant to be there. So just be grateful. So everyone's gathered around. You want to have notepads and pens. So have notepads and pens on the coffee table or around the table, so that way they can take notes. Now you'll thank everyone, you'll welcome them for coming, and just say I'm at my get-together and I'm in front of my friends and family. I'll say, hey guys, thanks so much for coming. I really appreciate you taking the time out to come support me and see my new business project. I'm really excited about it, and I really wanted to share it with you guys just so you could see what it is. And it probably, could be for you or could not be for you, but you guys might know some people that you can refer back to me. So I wanted you to see the information so you would know what you're referring. And I actually started this, just recently, maybe, a week ago or a month ago or whatever it is for you. And I got started because I really want to be a stay-at-home mom. I've got a daughter and I'm working 3 jobs and I really want to be home with her. So that's why I got started in this business, and I'm excited to share with you guys. We do have notepads and pens passed around, so you guys can take notes. If you have questions, you can write those down. Also, if you guys think of people that you could refer this business to, write their names down too. And I'm just excited because I'm brand new, but I've got an amazing mentor that actually drove all the way to my house to be here, who's had a lot of success at the company, had many years of experience with this, and they're going to be sharing their story. And I'm just so grateful that they took the time out away from their family to help me and mentor me. So I'll turn it over to Mr. and Mrs. So-and-so. So that's when you would edify your sponsor, your mentor, either over the phone or in person, and turn the time over to them. Now they're going to stand up there they're going to do a phenomenal job of telling their story, introducing the video. Now when the video is playing, you want to make sure that all cell phones are off, that you're not distracted. Make sure you're not texting, you're not getting up and down, going to the bathroom, running and grabbing water. Just sit there, be present, just be watching it, laugh when it's funny, be into it, be confident as you're watching it, because your friends and family, they're looking at you. They're watching you for how, how they should take it is how you're taking it. So if you're excited about it, then they'll get excited. They're taking their cues from you. So just be watching it, be present. As soon as it's over, your business partner will stand up and they'll, thank everyone, but they'll also kind of share their story on how they've used the service, how the business works, and then they'll pass out applications. And they're going to give people an opportunity to sign up. So they'll pass out applications, and then they'll start having people fill out the applications. And that's your cue to kind of go around to your friends and family and say, hey, did everything make sense? Or here, write this, put this address here, or what did you like best? And just kind of go around just so there's no awkward silence and no one's asking questions in front of everyone, and maybe they can ask a really weird question and everyone else is like, what? It makes them think. So if they do have questions, have your mentor go up to them one-on-one and answer those questions. And if they ask you a question and you don't know the answer, just say, hold on one second, let me grab my mentor. And then one-on-one they'll answer instead of answering in front of everyone. So that way it gives everyone else an opportunity to fill out either the membership application or the associate application, or maybe even make a list of referring people that they could refer back to you. So that's as soon as it's over. If someone's really negative during the presentation, then you want to, instead of ruining everyone else's opinion on this, you want to kind of take them out of the room and maybe say, hey, say my friend George is being a little negative. I'll be like, hey George, you got to come see this in the kitchen. I've got this really cool new dessert I want to show you. Come and check it out. And so George can go and check out the dessert. But then that way he's out of the room and not affecting everyone else. So that's to do when someone's negative. And then from the private business reception, you really want to book more private business receptions. So as people are signing up, you want to say, hey, when can we schedule yours? Hey, can we do yours tomorrow? Can we do yours next week? In a couple days, when can we book yours? So you can have a get together just like this and get paid. So that is my brief explanation on private business receptions. Book one today. I promise you guys, if you start doing them, and you can have one, you can have two, you can have a couple, or you can just have one, it doesn't matter. But just have one so you have that story and you can help your team, and just implement it throughout your team, and I promise you guys, your business will grow away from you because it's something simple and it's something duplicatable. It's something anyone can do. So do those private business receptions and help a lot of people and make a lot of money and have a lot of fun. Mary Skinner.